Good morning, welcome to House Mercantile. I'm Gavin, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an introduction to what the channel is about. I'll be inserting in some videos from Instagram that I've been posting over there. That way you don't have to stare at my face in awkward hand movements. I kind of feel like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights, Will Ferrell. At the end in the credits where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. In the description I'll be posting the links to my Instagram channel and my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop right now I believe only has 2 items on there as of posting this video. I'm working on getting more on it. I just launched that at the beginning of the last month, so I'm still working on getting more things on it. Those links are down in the description. Let's go ahead and insert in some clip. I guess to begin, let's talk about the name House Mercantile. I wanted something associated with myself, so I used my last name, House. I then wanted a descriptor of what I offered in a broad spectrum. Yes, I do woodworking, that's the majority of it, but I had plans in mind, or have plans in mind, to do other items, not just woodworking. And so if I chose House Woodworking, it was very limited. House Mercantile gives me a broad spectrum. I did at first think of things like house store, house goods, house products. None of those, they didn't feel verbally good. I didn't like saying them. And then one day I saw Mercantile, a Mercantile store. Maybe it was driving around downtown, but I liked it. So I picked it and chose it, and it sounds a lot better than anything else. House Mercantile, it kind of rolls off my tongue. Mercantile also sounds really cool. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Why did I need a business name? Well, obviously I'm starting a business, but let's go back and do a little bit of history. I had previously made a few projects for myself over the last several years, last decade probably actually, or more. I've made a coffee table, I've made my daughter's crib, changing table, some plant stands for my wife, a spice rack. It's actually down there. Here's a picture of it. In November of 2021, my grandfather gave me a nice stack of apple wood that he had cut down on his property several years ago, rough boarded out. Not too big of stuff, maybe in the 5 to 8 inch range, and I was thinking of things I could do with it, and I decided to make charcuterie boards for my cousins and aunts that hail from him. So I gave those out to them. I had taken some pictures and I had shown some other people, and they were like, hey, would you be interested in making me one? I started making more. At that point is when I thought, hey, maybe I could turn this hobby that I've started into a business, and thus I needed a name and a plan and all that stuff, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. After figuring things out in December and January, I launched my Instagram page, house_mercantile, and started documenting the things, trying to get more input from other people. I've not had a lot of feedback through it. I've had some here and there. I've had a couple of people ask if I could make them something. The majority of my clients or people that I've been selling to, I guess that's the definition of clients, have been people I've actually known or people that they know. After going into that and starting the Instagram page, I started with more charcuterie boards, designing, making my own design, and made some really weird looking stuff that followed the shapes of what I was using on the apple wood. I came to find that more people actually enjoyed just the standard round paddle board, and so I set my size that I was going to offer and made templates and everything like that. I made myself what I call the mini desk. It's about that wide, about that deep, and that tall. It has a drawer in it. Because I'm kind of one of those people that if there's an empty space, if you can look behind me, I set things on it. I'm bad about it. I'm working on getting better. That's why I built the mini desk, is so I had limited space to put things on. After I finished the mini desk, I went and made more charcuterie boards and kept developing more designs. I started to branch out into other woods for these products, because mainly I had worked with either pine from big box stores or some oak that I'd been getting, and then the miscellaneous stuff that my grandfather had given me. So I started getting more walnut and maple and ambrosia or wormy maple, and I just picked up some cherry. For the fancier imported exotic woods, at one point we had made a trip down to Salt Lake, and there's, I think it's Macbeath woodworking, Macbeath lumber, something like that. Here's the actual name, and I'll put a link to them down below if you're in that area. I actually showed up on the day that they were having a 40% off imported lumber sale. I bought the most expensive stuff I could, just a couple of them. I still got pieces of it, like zebra wood. picked up some of that. And then however you say this, Padook, the red stuff, I really liked it. It's interesting, that stuff smells weird when you cut it. Okay, must be something in the dirt. I hope you can all hear me okay. This is my first time actually using a microphone setup. I used the Rode 2 wireless microphone. It was recommended by Lincoln Street. And I kind of like the audio quality, but I don't know how it's going to work. I'm on 1 bar of recording right now because this is like my 9th time doing this. Anyways, hope, let me know if it's working. I guess I'll know if it's working. I also came up with, at this time, a loose business growth plan. Step 1, get what I was doing out there. So in the beginning, this was a lot of just word of mouth with my coworkers and friends and family and everything, and posting on Instagram and my Facebook page, like, hey, I'm starting this up. Let me know if you need anything. I did get a bunch of orders. Actually, one gal, she ordered 1. And while I was working on it, she was like, oh no, I need 2 more. And then by the end of it, she ended up getting 5 of them, which was great. I was recording everything at the time as well and just posting it on Instagram. Good morning again. It's a new day because the microphone on this guy died and I lost the recording from then on. It wasn't too much in. I knew it was going to die, so I stopped at one point. So step 2 then. Is develop products and inventory. I already had a good roll going with the charcuterie boards and getting cutting boards in there as well. So now I needed other options. Someone had asked me about making like a little keychain for them with their name on it. I couldn't do the name yet because I didn't have that guy there. It was a laser engraver by XTOOL. Anyways, the keychains. Little things. They're over here. So I'm just doing a little 2.5 inch by 1 inch by 5/16. Little guys like that. My wife at one point asked me to make her some flower presses. There's a mouse. I also done some wood boxes, jewelry boxes, music boxes. I also have some wood games. There's a triangle wood game. It's put away right now. But there's a tower jumping game. That was inspired by one that my grandfather had, and I always used to go out there and mess around with it. These were all things that I already have built. These are things that are small, they don't take up a lot of room, and so in the space that I'm in, I can store them. Yes, I can build things like furniture, but I'm not going to focus on those because those take up a lot of room, and I am very limited on space. I am in 12 by 16 right now. If someone did want to order something like that, I would happily try and figure it out. I can definitely make it in the space. I just can't store those and have them on hand. So they would all be custom orders. The other thing is logistics on bigger items. I don't know how to ship them. I haven't done any research on that, so I don't know how to get it from point A to point B, so it might just be local for a little bit, unless you out there can give me information on shipping large items. But now that I had items in mind to make, I needed to build up and stock up on those inventories. And I wanted to have an inventory on hand ready before I launched either a website or the Etsy store, so that I could just pick it up and ship it off. Every cycle of small batch items I was making, I couldn't even finish them before they were selling. Which isn't a bad thing. That's the whole reason why I'm making them, is to sell them. But it kept pushing back that launch date of the website or the Etsy store. Step 2.5, the online store. I finally just decided to make the store. I chose Etsy for just right now, and I put 2 things on it. They are the round charcuterie boards. What I had ready and available to ship, it just felt like a great achievement just getting that set up, because it was also a little thing because you have to do all the descriptions and post the pictures and take the pictures. But I did it. It's there. It's ready to use. You can go look at it. There's not much on there, like I said, right now, but hopefully here in the next couple weeks I'll be able to get those other items up there that are ready to ship, because that's mainly what I'm looking at, is ready to ship items, so I'm never falling behind and struggling on pushing something out the door. Eventually I would like my own personal site, but right now the Etsy shop, it works. It does its job. It's a market that people can go on and look at. Step 3, expand reach. Once I get a few more of these products finished, I'm going to move a little bit more towards the advertising again to find homes for these items. I hope to use Instagram and YouTube to expand the market and my reach. and as well as doing a little bit of local marketing. I do know of some realtors that have asked me about items specifically for closing gifts. They're interested in the keychains and the cutting boards. Right now I'm in the expand inventory stage. I've got a stack of lumber that I can get through. I just got to get the time and make the items. And I have exotics on the way, letting people know that, hey, I've got these items, they're ready, I can customize them a little bit with the laser engraver, things like that. Step 4 is launch the YouTube site. I've obviously skipped to that step, and it's happening right now. Main reason was I kept pushing it up, like, hey, I want this done, I want this done, I want this done before I launch it. Just like the Etsy site, I kept pushing it and realized that if I keep pushing it, it's never going to get done. So it is happening. It is now. And the main reason why I want to do that is I want to be able to share the stories a little bit better than what I've been doing on Instagram. I feel YouTube is just a better platform. Instagram, it definitely helped me out on figuring out how to edit and record videos to the point that I feel somewhat comfortable in what I'm doing. I'm not the best, obviously, but I'm getting better. No promises on this, but I do hope to put out 1 or 2 YouTube videos a month. Obviously, I'm not setting a schedule or anything. As I get videos made in the time. To start, I'll have this introduction, probably 2 or 3 time-lapse videos of building a workshop and getting it done. Maybe 2 other videos, probably like a shop tour. And I'm not even going to clean up for that. It's a disaster in here, but I feel like that's a good starting point for a first shop tour, show you where the state is of right now and what I hope to accomplish in maybe in a month or 2. Record the accomplishments that I've achieved. The last video that I hope to put out is about my favorite tools. Not necessarily tools that I'm recommending that you go out and buy, but tools that I regularly use, and I enjoy using them. They're my favorite tools, obviously. But maybe I'll throw in a contrast of tools that I've bought that I absolutely hate, that I wish I had a better tool of, or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I make that video. We'll just see where things take us. I'm going to do a woodworker's math video. Who would have thought that the stuff that you learned in high school would be relevant now? I'm open to recommendations, tips and pointers, and all sorts of stuff that you can throw my way. Because yeah, I've been doing this for off and on for 10 years, but I'm still learning. To wrap things up, I plan on using this channel as a fun way to show what the business is and how it grows and what it becomes. The channel is mostly going to be woodworking, but I do have other things that I do. I'm a tinkerer, and a little bit of homestead stuff, gardening, things like that. There might be some of those videos inserted as well from time to time. So I hope you enjoy those. I'm here to learn and share the adventure. If you have any advice, please share it in the comment section. Looking to broaden my horizons. Thank you for watching. Help me out. Give this video a like. Go watch my other videos. Subscribe and have a great day. Bye. We were on step 2. I can count. I went to Bonneville.